Hi, it's Bob Haas with Haas Golf 180, making you a smarter, better, faster golfer. So through geometry. And what I'm going to talk about here today is how the pros will generally work the golf ball back and forth using a perfect swing. Of course, all tour players use a swing that looks just like this. So I've already measured them out. I've already measured this out, so I know it's a perfect golf swing. And the reason why they must use a perfect golf swing when they work their shots back and forth is they want to strike the ball with the middle of the club face. And there's only one way you can reliably strike the ball with the middle of the club face, and that's to use this pattern right here. Watch some of my other videos. You can find ways to get the measurements of that model as well. So when a pro wants to move the ball back and forth, they're always going to be using this pattern. Let's say for a moment they wanted to curve the ball to the left in the air. And depending upon how far they wanted to curve the ball to the left in there, they'd have to actually shut down the club face. So this piece of plastic right here is going to represent our club face. Square being straight up and down, closed being pointed toward the ground, and open being pointing more toward the sky. So that can simply be done by adjusting the club face through the grip. So the grip's going to control the club face. But if the player wants to curve the ball left, they're going to have to close the face down, point it toward the ground. It just depends upon how much curve they want to the left would depend upon how much they'd actually close that down. Now they know the ball is going to curve left with the closed club face because our tangent plane geometry creates this sort of ball flight here. Now you can see this ball right here is actually going to be curving left if the face is shut. So they know the ball is going to curve left, so they take their perfect swing that's going to strike the ball at the middle of the club face. They have a closed club face here. They start lining their body over to the right, equal distance they think the golf ball is going to curve to the left. But they must use this perfectly end-to-end swing. Now if you have a measuring device going down the target line, the measuring device is going to read that as an inside-out golf swing. And that's actually an end-to-end golf swing because I've personally measured that. I know it's an end-to-end golf swing. The golf swing should always be viewed from this angle right here when videoing a golf swing. Now the same thing would happen if they're trying to curve the ball to the right in the air. They would simply open the club face. Now they know the ball is going to curve to the right with an open club face, and they have to use this pattern swing right here because they want to strike the ball at the middle of the face. So what they do is they actually open the face and determine how far right they think their ball is going to go, and that's how far they aim to the left to get the golf ball to come back to the target line. So all great players are going to be working around the target line. Now the only time the player is going to be lined up parallel to the target line is if they have a square club face. So if you have a square face with the face pointing straight up and down, we know the ball is going to go straight now, and we want to strike the ball at the middle of the club face still because that's where we're going to get our most club head speed. Then the players would line up to the target line just like that right there. So now they're going to be hitting the golf ball straight, but most players don't hit the golf ball exactly straight all the time, so they have to allow for some movement with the golf ball going right or left. But that's how they do that. They're not going to be doing that by changing their swing. So to hit a hook, the players aren't going to swing the golf club inside out relative to their body, such as this line right here, trying to keep the club face. If the club face were square to that path right there, it would be looking like that right there. That'd be a straight push. If we actually close the face to the path right here, that would create a hook. But if you're swinging inside out relative to your body line, you're not going to be able to reliably strike the ball at the middle of the club face. So it wouldn't make any sense to do that. Same thing by swinging the club outside in. The players are not going to swing the club outside in relative to their body. If you swing the club outside in, all sorts of problems can happen. You can easily get the club outside the golf ball for beginners. That's a good way to shank the golf ball. But outside in is going to be working toward the body, and it's not going to be the way to get the ball to curve to the right in the air. A lot of slicers do swing outside in, and it does leave the face open, but the tour player is not going to be changing their swing per se to get movement on the golf ball. They're going to be using a perfect swing, opening, squaring, or closing the club face, and then realigning the body in the direction they want the ball to begin in, and then let the club face determine how far the ball is going to curve to the right or left. So they're compensating factors. Hope you enjoyed this.